And good Friday morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. I checked my calendar twice to make sure that I was right. Today is Friday. What a fast week this has been. It has flown by us. December the 10th as you're waking up. And as we do this, it's already warmer than it's been some days. 70 right now as we hit for a high of 77 later this afternoon. It's going to be warm. Why is all of this happening? We'll have possible severe weather overnight into the early hours of Saturday morning. We'll be here to cover that for you. Should things go south, as the old saying goes, we'll go live and tell you where the thunderstorm activity is. We're the Meridian area, level 1. Just to our northwest is a level 2. We'll show you all this on the map here in just a moment of what to expect and what's going to happen over the next few hours. Glad to have you a part of this. Glad you're up, putting a smile on, trying to face the day. Maybe you've had your coffee, maybe you haven't. It's always a good attitude adjustment to have a couple of cups. Helps me. That cup of ambition, I have to have it without a doubt. Well, as you're waking up, let's take a look at what has happened in the last little bit. A little bit over an hour ago, the call came out, an accident has happened on Poplar Springs Drive. This is Old Country Club that will run to Highway 39 right here, and you'll have the commercial bank sitting there on 39. This happened if you come to the end of Country Club and take a left. An accident here where a car has hit a light pole. Volunteer fire department on the scene. So ambulance is taking care of the situation. That should be cleared up about right now. That happened just a little over an hour ago. We also found out we have an early morning wreck on I-59 as you're waking up. If you're going to be heading south out of the Meridian area, we pull this up to show you this. This is I-59 mile marker 144 in the southbound lane. A vehicle has overturned. And we have Meehan on the scene helping with that this morning. While these guys don't get much sleep in the overnight hours, we have had so many of these accidents. We hope that everyone involved in this, I haven't heard back, is okay. Both accidents reported possible injuries with those. As we get more on that, we'll share that with you. We weren't as lucky yesterday afternoon if you were paying attention to everything that went on. We'll go deeper in detail with this coming up at 8 a.m., but we did lose 2 lives yesterday. We had, of course, the accident on Highway 19 north, right past the Rock House when you get to where State Boulevard extension is, where you turn to go to Owls. A log truck was traveling north. A SUV turned in front of it and was struck. The person did not die at the scene, but was transported to the hospital last night and then later died. The name has not been released. I know it's a female at this point. We pass along condolences to her family. Horrible situation, so close to Christmas. We also got the news of a horrible wreck yesterday, I-20, around the Hickory-Newton area. We had a vehicle struck there, a 2-vehicle accident. Let me go down and pull this up also. One of the wrecks that we mentioned last night. As we pull this up so you can take a closer look at this. This was a 2-vehicle wreck on I-20 at mile marker 115. It claimed the life of one, and the person sent to the hospital also in very serious condition. Our prayers go out to each one of these family members of these people involved in this. And keep this in mind. We're going to have another round of this as this weather rolls in tonight. These roads are slick. And just uncontrollable when you first get on them. That old oil and stuff comes out of it. And that's why we always see such an abundance of more wrecks when it's a light rain. We're going to have horrific rain tonight. We're going to get a lot of rain, and it's going to be thunderstormy. So when it first starts, keep in mind, drive slower, do not hit those brakes hard. Puts you into a tailspin and causes accidents. So, again, we pray for all that were involved in that. And the laundry list of things that went on yesterday that we're going to be telling you about this morning at 8. The standoff in Meridian with deputies. How did that end? We'll tell you all about that also. We had the roadblock by Meridian High School. We'll tell you what that was about. I got several calls on that. We found out what that was in the end of it. And, of course, someone being pistol whipped. Yeah, I said that. Pistol whipped. In the Meridian area. We'll tell you what went on with that as police look for those suspects as well. That's a few of the stories that we're working on coming up at 8 a.m. Won't you join us? We'll tell you more about that on the home front there. How long is it till Christmas? Well, we've got the exact thing, and here it is. 14 days, 17 hours, 24 minutes, and as you see the seconds ticking down That is the Christmas clock. Boy, we are really close. That's exactly 2 weeks away. Christmas is coming, so I hope you'll join us. The big news yesterday, if you watched anything, is this Jussie, and I always want to say Jesse, but it's spelled Jussie, Jussie Smollett, has been found guilty. Now, if you'll remember, Biden was one of the first ones that tuned into this and said that the whole country was racist over it. It had several issues going on. It was a laundry list of celebrities and politicians that blamed America for it. And as we find out, it was all made up. Every bit of it. He hired two, and it was suspected. And then what happens to the lady that dismissed this? Do y'all remember that? You remember her? Kim Fox was her name, the DA. Should she pay a price for her part in this? Drop charges. Do y'all remember that? That's been kind of swept under the rug since all of that happened. Something should be done, as we found out, and as it should have been. The DA in the case that happened in Georgia that tried to cover up, she's facing 5 years in prison. Do we not think that this DA has broken the law in some way? We'll see what happens with that. That's been very quiet. You've seen very few headlines about this even being mentioned. Don Lemon was on his side, and he jumped to it. He's now on the other side of the fence blaming him. At least he's making a new start, as we will say this morning there. Let's see, as we look at all of this stuff, New York City, the crimes are up. We'll talk more about that this morning at 8 o'clock also. And one of these, this is kind of quiet. Beijing, these stories always, they kind of bury this. They don't want you to know all this stuff of Beijing are vowing to fire upon U.S. troops if American forces are sent to rescue Taiwan. It's a situation growing there as we watch this. China is fast becoming a superpower. It's not there yet, but it is really close. They are building, and I think all we're doing is aiding them, if you really look at the big picture. It's my thoughts. You may disagree. If you do, I'd love to hear your comments on that. Say what you think. If you don't agree with me, that's okay. But boy, that is some of the headlines that are happening nationwide and worldwide as we wake up on a Friday morning. Again, December the 10th, we're sitting at 7 degrees as you wake up. We appreciate you joining and being a part of it. Let me say some good mornings to a few folks who have started to stir and had that cup. Good morning, Tommy Ainsworth. LaWanda Grantham says foggy in downtown Porterville this morning. And we'll look at radar here in just a moment. It is even thicker south of Meridian, but we do have it now showing up in Porterville, Mississippi. Terry Ray, good morning to you there. Denise Burnside joins us. Robin Sullivan, good morning from Alabama, I believe is where you're watching from. A fantastic Friday. Chet Parker's up. Good morning, Chet. And as we mention all these wrecks, go see Chet. I'm telling y'all, Chet is one of the best there is. Absolutely. I've known him all my life since we were teenagers. He's fast become the best there is when it comes to auto body work. So if it's a wreck or a dent, Chet is your man to talk to. Bree Packer is watching us from downtown Dakota. How are you? Dory Shaw is watching. Glad to have you a part of that, along with Joyce Gressett. Stay on the safe side, she says. Claudine Baskin. Flora Overstreet, good morning. Along with Ray Gafford. Hadn't heard from you in a while, Ray. Glad to see you're back. Pamela Williams, Hickory, Mississippi. Joy Robinson is joining us. Also, Teresa Westbrook. Glad you're up. Sylvia Stewart. Kylie White, how have you been? Foggy and warm in Newton. Cal White, I said that wrong. I am going to the eye doctor in a week or so. Stephen Wanda McKinnon joins us well also. Glad to have y'all. Again, it just kind of happens to where things start getting blurry over a 6-week period. It happened. So I got to go get that taken care of. But let's look at radar this morning here and see exactly what radar has to offer in the terms of fog, as we had several reports there of fog north of here. We do have fog in all this area, but not showing up. If you live south of Meridian, this means it's really thick. As we dig deeper into this, as we come across, this is coming out of Lauderdale County into Clark. As we pop over and we head out of Jasper County, it's going to get really thick there at the Jasper County line. And we turn on here we go, as we get into Jones Junior College. All of that area, it's going to be one of those where you can't see the emblem on the end of a Cadillac hood. Be careful. Waynesboro, in that area there, got some fog there. And even down to Hattiesburg, all around University of Southern Mississippi, we've got fog. So be careful if you got to go south, and anywhere in our neighborhood is bad. Now, as we get to the coast, we do have a fog advisory out this morning anywhere along here on 90 as we look at this, we have dense fog advisory through 10 a.m. this morning along the coastal areas. As we come across to Mobile, look how thick that is at Fairhope, Daphne, those areas there. Ooh, Saraland. Y'all know that 2-lane road of 45 that goes down to the coast. It's going to be thick. Never pass on that road. It's just not worth it. As we back out and take a look at the big picture across the United States, we're showing showers there in Columbus, Georgia, up through Macon, coming up on Augusta. Small stuff in the Atlanta area if you've got to travel through there for any reason. The Carolinas have got a little bit of rain. Jonesboro, Arkansas. Look at this. This starts here. This is just starting at Memphis, just north. Well, it actually does start in Mississippi and goes all the way through Indianapolis. Look at this. Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana at the fog this morning as it starts again there at Mississippi and Toledo, Ohio, all up through here. Now, as we go west of there and come back across here, Rochester, look at these areas here, Sioux Falls, if I'm pronouncing that right. Sioux City, always been a tongue twister for me. Also, as we go to South Dakota at the snow that is coming down, those areas all around Denver, Colorado, look at that. If you're into skiing, I guess it's perfect weather for you. Albuquerque has a little bit of snow and rain mix. And as we go out to Portland, yes, you guessed it, as always, it's the city where it always rains. Now, sure like Mississippi and Alabama. Not going to lie about that. But that's an overview of what we've got nationwide. So let's turn our thoughts and let you know exactly what's going to happen for us now locally, what all's going on.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we switch to our record highs, record lows today, well, it was 2007. That I was going to say it's not that far ago, but that really is, isn't it? It's about 8 years ago. Is that right? No, 10, 13, 14 years ago. I like to mess up my mathematical powers on that one. 81. I can't hardly believe that's been that long ago. We won't even get to do the arithmetic on 95, but it was 16 degrees back in 95 when you woke up on this day. Where does time go, my friends? We've got that 30% chance of showers today as we pull up what is forecasted for us. 77 is what my system gives us for today. As we go to the National Weather Service, they're saying 79, but that's okay. As we go up through Philadelphia, 78. We'll hold that steady through the Columbus area. As we go west, northwest from Meridian, we'll get into the Mississippi Delta, and that farmland is going to see 81 degrees. Again, it is December the 10th at 81 degrees. Whew. As we go south, we get on down to Brookhaven, still 80 degrees as we get 82 in Vicksburg and 80 in Hattiesburg at the University of Southern Mississippi. So what's going to happen in Alabama? Let's go ahead and cross over. Y'all aren't any better than we are as we look at Livingston, Alabama, sitting at about 77 today through Geiger, and these areas will be the same. Demopolis, you'll see 78. As we go east over to Montgomery, 78. And Hankland is what we'll call Montgomery, Alabama. Famous town, Montgomery in the rain. So we've got rain showers forecasted all around. Nothing serious, a 30% chance. But again, tonight, this will take a different turn as we take a look now of what the National Weather Service is forecasting. Let me urge you, we'll go live. We'll jump up no matter what time it is and come in and let you know where it is in relation to where you live. As we look at our maps, and let's pull this up, this is what the National Weather Service has released this morning. The west side of the state will see rough weather from 9 until 3. The middle section, including Philadelphia, will have this in Winston County anywhere from 2 a.m. to 7 a.m. Friday night into Saturday morning. And as we get in closer to the Meridian area, we're looking right at daybreak, say 5:30 till lunchtime, 11 a.m. So anywhere in here, if you live that line here, Newton County, Philadelphia, those early morning hours, as it makes its way across the state, will be a part of you. So we're looking at this early. It could be. I'll be here with you to walk you through all of that as we watch this weather. Now, let's go over to Alabama. And again, the Meridian area 1. That includes most of Philadelphia. Could this tweak a little bit before nightfall? It can. Winston County, the majority of you are a level 2. So if you're watching from the Louisville area, anywhere along in there, as you go up Highway 15 toward there, Highway 25, y'all heads up. You're all in that level 2 back to the Delta and into Jackson. That means more tornadic activity is possible. And with it being so hot, it's always scary. Now, they're not saying that the Meridian area is going to have one, but it is possible with a level 1. I've seen it happen. You have too. You can draw lines, imaginary lines, but Mother Nature is going to do what she's going to do. So I urge you to pay attention, not trying to scare anybody by any means, just be aware of what's going on. Now, this is Alabama, that northwest corner, 3 to 8 a.m. And then from Tuscaloosa, Livingston, Alabama, the areas that join us, it's going to be right along with what Meridian is. We're looking at it from 6 until lunchtime. In Alabama, that central portion will go from 7 until noon. And then as it moves on, from 11 until dark 30 there on the western side of the state, or eastern side of the state. Let me reword that. The east side down here toward Troy, Dothan, Alabama areas there. So we'll look at that. Only a very small portion getting that level 1, level 2. Most of it is a level 1 in Alabama also. So that's what's expected there. As we look at the temperatures and look at this is why we are getting this activity. It don't get any redder than that, does it? We're above temperatures here in Mississippi, Alabama, Louisiana, and portions of Georgia on up through Tennessee and into Indiana. And we'll pull back up my map and pull up that level to look at those breakdowns. All right, let's move forward with this. What's the forecast called? Here we are. This is what we're watching today. We have patchy fog through about 9 a.m. throughout the area, 30% chance of rain, and gusty 25-mile-an-hour gusts today. High is going to reach 77 is what we get. And look at the low tonight. Not much different than it is really today. 10 degrees difference. Down to 67 tonight. Tomorrow we'll roll in with a high of 73. And look at the difference in between temperatures tonight and tomorrow night. 67 tonight, 37 tomorrow night. You don't think that will get you sick? I know doctors claim otherwise, but, well, it just stands to reason. Every time it's hot and cold, people get sick. That's how I relate to it. As we go into Sunday, our high is only going to be 58. It'll be cold. 36 for a low on Sunday night. And then we start seeing that warming trend once again back on Monday. 0% chance of rain, but warm. 66 for a high, 43 for a low. As we roll on through Tuesday through Thursday, the temperature just keeps rising. 73 Thursday. Wow. All right, let's go ahead and move this into Christmas Eve. Let's see what's happening all the way to then as we watch this. As we move into the 16th, 74, we're going to hit 75 on the 17th, and we keep looking at this. We do have chances of showers, and we do have a chance of an early shower on Christmas Eve. Now, again, this is a long way off, but we're looking at a high of 64 and a low of 47 for Santa. He may get into some rain early in those early morning hours as that sleigh is firing up. So be ready. We'll follow this closely as we go toward Christmas Eve. Now, let's look at deer hunting. What's going to happen today? Things are really important. Hold everything else. It looks like today the outlook, they're not even really giving it an outlook. It's a flatliner. As we look at the first major time going on now through roughly 9 a.m. is your best times to hunt today. Your wind's going to be south-southwest, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Those gusts, pretty ferocious, is why it's not really getting anything. 25-mile-an-hour gust today as we look at this. The outlook, it didn't even give you one there. And that's because of that wind that is being mixed in with the storms that are on the way. A brief outlook there of what we've got with weather that is stirring in our neighborhood. Hopefully that's been a little bit of help to you there. Now let me go back and let's go down here and look at this severe map one more time before I let you go and we get prepared for the morning show of what's going to be happening here in a little bit later. We've got some level 3s as we pull this up. There we go. This is our area right now. This is Meridian, where we get this level 1 in that northwest side. As you get right up here, let's turn on some locations and just show where that imaginary line is going to be. As we get right in here, right there, over in the Exxon at Edinburgh, if you're in that level 2, right there, Pearl River Resort, just west of there. I'd put that maybe 5 miles just due west of Pearl River is where that line is going to cut through Neshoba County right there. As y'all know, Arlington. Y'all have gotten some rough weather before. That's going to be in the level 2. And this is going to cut across, taking in, as I mentioned before, Highway 14 almost all the way right there to the county line at Noxubee. Only this extreme southeast corner of Winston County won't be involved in that. It'll be handy. Will be a level 1 as we got Noxapater and all other areas in Winston County, a level 1. This is even going to cut across here at Noxubee County and take in right there where the Lake Forest Ranch is for the boys and girls there. Brooksville, you're just barely in that level 1 as we see Crawford makes a level 2 Mississippi State area. But look at this. Greenwood. This is as updated as it gets right here. A level 3 is what we've got from Greenwood to Jackson. Murfreesboro, for those of you who watch us in the Nashville, Murfreesboro area, Jackson, Tennessee, Jonesboro, Arkansas, all the way up through Henderson, Kentucky. Been there many times. Louisville, y'all are a level 3 for severe weather. Springfield will drop down to a level 2. This is where that horrifying tornado was years ago, Joliet. So we've got some weather to watch tonight. We'll be here to be on top of that for you. Why it's hot. That's causing all of these issues with the weather. We want everybody to be safe, and we want to give you enough time to go to your storm shelter, your safe place when these things break out. Again, not trying to scare anybody. We put this in layman's terms. We don't tell you things that aren't true. Tell you where it is and how it is. We do appreciate you watching. Again, we'll be back here in just a little bit to kick off that morning show at 8 a.m. Foggy and warm in Newton. I'm getting there. All right. Robin Sullivan joins us also. Donna Roseman, glad you're there. Charlotte Gray watching. Thank you so much. Again, as we'll pack up our toys and be back here in just a little bit to bring you the morning show and more details of what's going on in our neighborhood. And as always, if you see something, snap a picture, send me a line, inbox me, let me know. I find out about so many wrecks and things that happen in our area directly from you. Can't do it without you to keep everybody informed. Thank y'all so much. I'll see you very soon as we'll start everything in just a little while here at Scotty Ray's Weather. Again, thanks so much. We'll see you back.
Scotty Ray's Weather is brought to you by